Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Taungsdays. Am I right? Right here on the Fan Force Alliance channel. I am your host, Joe B1, and I hope you guys are doing all right today. Today's gonna be a fun one. All right, we're gonna get into some stuff real quick, but I appreciate everyone for joining and hanging out with your favorite Rap and Black series collector. So tune in. Let's get into it. So something I've always wanted to do is kind of relate why Star Wars is so important to me, even all these years later. And it kind of starts going way back to when I was a kid, okay? So stick with me. So my mom and dad ran a homeless shelter that was kind of a whole operation, man. It had like dormitories for women and kids and families, men's dormitory. It had like a donation center and drop-off area, a church building, and a large property. I think it was like 7.5 acres or something. And so, it needed upkeep. And there was a barn that had like horses and stuff that also needed upkeep. And so it was a different upbringing, to say the least. It housed up to about 100 to 120 people at any time. And my dad was cooking a lot of the meals, almost all the meals. And there was like job training and counseling and all sorts of stuff. But anyways, so during that time, it was like I said, an interesting childhood. I'm not an only child, there was a bunch of us, brothers and sisters, which I love. But Star Wars kind of offered me an escape into something that was, especially as a kid, and I was always a little different. I've never really been diagnosed or anything, but I know I'm a little bit different, and I've always leaned into that, at the encouragement of my parents and other family members, and friends and stuff. But Star Wars was kind of like that escape into something that allowed me to engage my imagination. And it wasn't just Star Wars, it was also really big into Star Trek and Marvel and stuff like that too. But Star Wars was one of those things, again, where it was kind of like you can kind of disappear into it for a while, and that's what it allowed me. So the thing about that time period was, a lot of us were kids were kind of forced to grow up fast because long story short, it was in the news a lot. There was a lot of stuff going on within the community and unrest, folks that didn't like the idea of like there being a homeless shelter nearby, and kind of trying to paint it as some bad thing for the community, when in reality we're helping the community, and they were just uncomfortable for a lot of reasons that I won't get into on this video, maybe later. But anyways, it kind of forced us, all of us kids, to grow up fast, and you kind of like learn to almost not bury, but kind of put away some of the things that you enjoy as a kid. And as I got older, I found myself, kind of trying to figure out where some of this stuff inside was getting so mixed up. And the more and more I leaned into kind of re-nurturing that inner child within myself, the more healing I ended up finding, and which is really cool, and also what led to eventually the idea of changing my hip hop moniker to Joe B1 and taking on this Hip-Hop Jedi idea and all of that. So and then the collecting, obviously, and stuff like that. So basically, I don't. It's people might think it's kind of different, for me to do this, right? But I want to encourage those who may be a little bit different to say, hey, look, there's no such thing as normal. And when it comes to especially things like enjoying things from your childhood and kind of learning to embrace some of the things inside, and allowing that inner child to kind of get a little bit of healing, like when you realize that's a good thing, man, it's huge. And at the end of the day, anybody who tries to make you feel bad for enjoying something, cough, cough, acolyte haters, cough, they're really the ones with the problem at the end of the day, right? Like, so kind of like water off a duck's back in a way. Like, you kind of like they let them enjoy their misery, because obviously some part of them enjoys whatever it is that they're dealing with. And you know, go on enjoying what it is that you like and love, and share it with other people, you know, like myself and other people in our group, the Hip-Hop Jedi. And I mean, lots of other communities all over the internet. Get into it, man. Share it, dive into it, lean into it, you know. And don't let people that are out there seeking to do harm keep you from showing your light. And when the room gets dark, remember, you can always light a candle. Much love. May the force be with you. I'm out.